all the support we could have got, both from media, sponsors, from admin-wise, from fans, from everything was in place. So we can't moan about that. I think the players played their part. I think conditioning-wise, so I think really if we don't do well, it's only our own fault. So I think everything is in place. The trick is now to go and produce on that side, and I guess that will only show in the results. But we've got a tricky one in the first one, which is Japan, and I know a lot of people would think, listen, it's going to be an easy hurdle to get over. But I think they're almost ambushing us on that side because they're really well organised, and we'll play a away test match in front of a full house with a Japanese team who beat us last time. So we're a bit nervous for that first one also.
What do you hope to accomplish still before the game against New Zealand?
With the Japan game?
Or the Japan game preparation?
Oh, well, there's a few things. First of all, getting guys like Siya 100%, match ready to try and get him get through 80 minutes. There's a few other guys, guys like Franz Steyn, we slowly got into the mix, getting him to go full 80 if he has to. There's other guys who have little injury niggles which you have to get through. There's some game-specific things which you have to rectify, like the scrums were better, line-outs we have to improve a little bit. I thought the breakdowns were really good. So there's different things in our game-specific. Then there's personnel stuff which you have to get right. So a lot of boxes that we're going to have to tick, which the Japan game obviously help us to achieve that. But also the Japan game can also, in terms of injuries, be a little bit of a worry, because I think we're the last team that plays the last warm-up game before the actual tournament starts. So if we do get injuries there, it will be very close to the tournament. So I guess that's one bit of a worry which is in the back of my head.
How far are you from identifying the 15 or I guess 23 for that first game against the All Blacks, and how much will that differ from the team that plays Japan?
I think the two teams that will play against Japan and against the All Blacks, barring injury, will be pretty much the same teams. Apart from if somebody really now in the Japanese game against them play really bad or lose form or get an injury, the plan is to play in form strongest possible team against Japan to get some rhythm before we play the All Blacks, because then there's a nice 2-week break. But obviously nobody can be complacent and just breeze through that game and not play well and expect to play the next game again. So we're pretty sure what that team is going to look like. But we'll only announce that on Sunday for the boys, so they can still train hard.
Rassie, speaking of the All Blacks, what did you make of their World Cup squad? There are some interesting omissions there.
Yeah, I looked at their squad, and as a coach, I think what their coach is also going through, it's tough to select a World Cup squad, especially if you've got players who've got niggling injuries, and especially if you've got players who's over 30 in your squad. I've just experienced it previously that in a World Cup, you've got a lot of players who's over 30, you really have to manage your squad well, especially in short turnaround times. And I look at their squad age, there's quite a few who's over 30, and then you have a guy like Retallick in there, which is such an important player for them, and I guess he's going to be fit somewhere in the tournament. So, we had issues like that with a guy like Siya, which we had to get fit. If he didn't play against Argentina and he didn't get through that game, I would have worried to take him to the World Cup, because where do you play him actually fit? So I think they have a really strong squad they're taking there. If Retallick gets through the games and they get him match fit, and that those players over 30 don't have those niggling injuries, they've got an experienced squad, and they'll be the team to beat at the World Cup.
Yes. Rassie, in terms of Herschel Yankees, is a game changer, is a guy that you bring on and changes the outcome of the team. What's the plan for him during this World Cup? Because he's played his way into the World Cup.
Yes, definitely. I think if you go and look at previous World Cups, we were at a function the other night and they showed 1995 and 2007, the highlights. I think we all must remember World Cups is not this spectacular thing where it's 45, 35, it's 15, 12. It's close games, and you will definitely play a big role. But also your 9-10 combination, I don't think there's a World Cup ever been won with a flyer that's younger than 24 years old. I think every single flyer was 25 years and older. So that pivotal role, 9 and 10, is very important. So with having Kobus there and Herschel and Faf, all three of them will play. But Faf is the first choice at this stage. You know, and he will start, and Herschel knows that, and Kobus knows that. But Herschel will play a big role, and he makes an impact when he comes on. But Faf is the first choice at this stage.
Could you please explain a little bit on Felix Jones' involved with the coaching side? I know the statement said that he's coming on as a defense consultant.
Yeah.
How tempted were you to get a like replacement for Strace? I know the statement said that players were comfortable with the attacking structure that was introduced by Strace. So it's a little bit on Felix Jones and how tempted were you to get a like role?
Yeah, I must maybe apologize in the way I phrased the press release. It's my fault there. If it came across as a defense consultant, he's actually going to analyze opposition defense structure. So his job will be to look at opposition defense, how do they defend, and where's their weaknesses in their defense, where we can actually attack. So when I discussed that with the players in Bloemfontein, we discussed and said, listen guys, we felt our attacking structures are in place, and anyway the last 2 test matches between myself and Sticks, we anyway coached the attack with the players. So the players just felt if we have somebody who especially knows the Northern Hemisphere teams really well, Ireland, Scotland, those kind of guys who we're going to play, hopefully we're going to get to quarterfinals, semi-finals, England, get somebody who can analyze their defensive systems and we can make the plans ourselves. So another pair of eyes, obviously. Then I worked with him at Munster for 2 years. He was that attacking coach there. You know, we had 83% win record, and we really attacked well. So he's also a good attack coach anyway. And I know him. We don't have to convince him of how we want to play and those kind of things. And he'll really slot in well with the boys. So that was the thinking behind that.
Siya, one can imagine that the Rassie Erasmus era has been pretty much a build-up to the World Cup, so everything that you guys have been doing under the coach has been just focused on Japan 2019. I mean, if you look at your guys' performance in the Rugby Championship as well as up to that success, it builds up to what you guys are going to do up in Japan. But do you then reset when you get to Japan and forget about what you guys have done? Not necessarily forget, but just not to focus on what you guys have done under Rassie. You take all of that build-up and all that preparation and use that as some sort of motivation, perhaps, or something that you can use to learn from when you go down for the World Cup.
I think, yeah, we're definitely going to build on what we've worked on, but we know as a team that everything we've achieved until now, you know, we have to start fresh when we get to Japan, you know, and a World Cup is completely different tournament, you know. Every single team actually pitches up, and we've learned that obviously in Japan, so we will have to make sure we pitch up each and every single time. And regarding our system and everything, we're building on it. Obviously we're not going to start fresh, and coach might add 1 or 2 new things now every now and then, but everything else that we've worked on will definitely be building on it.
See, a lot of talk surrounding your captaincy and how proud you are and how excited you are, but just how are you feeling playing wise, and how much confidence did you actually gain from quite a busy 50 minutes against Argentina?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. To be honest, like Coach said, I was really worried about the time. I was under a lot of pressure. I mean, obviously for myself, I'm watching the other guys playing. But the great thing is that I was with the squad until they left on tour. Coach kept me with the rest of the team, so I was watching the plays. I was in meetings, so I was quite involved. But it was just a waiting period, seeing how the knee holds up, and it held up very well. And yeah, I was obviously not the best, but I was happy with the way I played against Argentina. But like Coach said, and I also saw like I need a little bit more. And these past couple of weeks have been helping training-wise. And we've got next week and the week after 2 more weeks, and I think I'll get to where I need to be.
I know you said the squad announcement that you would look at a couple of current games and about the same file.
Yes.
And how close are you to finalizing 18 lists for guys that might break out?
Yeah, look, the guys that was with us, like Lizo and Thomas and Marvin and Reinhard Elstedt and Marcel, unfortunately had that injury, and then help me, Andre Estreisen, all of those guys, I'm missing one, but all of those guys are with us. They got kitted,
Dylan, maybe.
Yeah, and Dylan, those guys have been kitted, so they're definitely on standby if we do get an injury, and they know our place and those kind of things, so they're ready if we do get an injury, and we've got 48 hours when we're there to get those guys on the plane and get them there. But there's other positions where I want to see a guy like Damian Willems. Unfortunately, they now finished, but I think he's going to go on loan across on that side. If he gets proper game time and he gets through another 1 or 2 games, he might come and stand by. So at this stage, those 5-6 guys are definitely there, but there's still a few other. Skara, if Skara can get some more game time somewhere, he'll be on standby for us. So it'll be a evolving list.
Siya, lots been said this week, a lot of excitement this week. Have you taken a moment to just let it sink in and about how big this moment is as well?
Yeah, to be honest, we've been quite busy this week and working really hard. And obviously, with all that's happening, I know I've just been trying to focus on the rugby, which is the main thing for us. But I think I'll probably have a moment in the plane tomorrow when we get on the plane, when I can relax, And I think, I'll take it in. I'm not a man that I really like focusing on my game and making sure that speaks louder than anything else, and that's the most important thing. But yeah, it is big, and it is a huge honor for all of us as a team. And I think tomorrow when we have time off, when you can sit by myself in the plane, I'll think of definitely have a moment and think about it.
Yeah, just going back to your leadership role, how much does it ease you up knowing very well that you've got an army behind you who are just have this kind of same leadership capabilities? It's a period where Rassie kind of just gave the captaincy to some of the other players during this time. So knowing this time, yes, you're the captain, but you've got an army behind you. How much does that ease you up knowing the quality behind you, an army that has the same leadership qualities?
It gives me a lot of confidence. I think I said that the first conference when Coach named me as captain. And I know the guys are always willing to help, and the most important thing to us is the team, to make sure that we do well. And for me, I have no ego whatsoever, and when someone is better at a place than me, I allow them to do that. And it's the same with the coaching as well. Whenever we are working on whatever plays and stuff, or coach has a plan and player come up with something else, we'll say, okay, cool, let's change it, let's make that work. So we have that kind of spirit in the team and culture where we make use of one another's strong points. So I'm really looking forward to it. And anybody, and there's a lot of leaders in the team, and anybody will be leads, and we're willing to back each other. The biggest thing for us is to make sure that we perform, and we make sure that we encourage each other to be ourselves on the field, and the guys will definitely help me.
Yeah, just on that idea of having an army behind you and having that support structure, and what you mentioned on Monday about the coach telling you to just focus on your game. You can't run away from the fact that the title of captaincy is with you, and that scrutiny will be a lot on you and less on perhaps at least with our leader, for example. Do you think this competition will define your career as a leader, will define your career as a rugby player? Do you think that this is where people will look at you and see whether or not Siya is what the world has always thought Siya to be, whatever that might be?
Oh, we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. But obviously, I'm going to have to, if it comes to tight calls, obviously I'm going to have to make those calls. And I know for a fact the coach will back me. And if I need advice, I'll speak to the group. But I know I will have to answer afterwards. But at the end of the day, I will definitely have to make the calls. But I'm not scared of that. That's why I was put in this position in the first place.
Yeah, Rassie, there's a lot of focus on the All Blacks game. Can you just give us a word on some of these other teams?
Yeah, I think you're spot on. It's a good question. I think the All Blacks game is hell of important, but I think the Italy game is a slippery one. Which if you obviously want to win the All Black game, but if you lose the Italy game, I think then you're really in trouble. And we've seen in the past we have lost against Italy in the past. If you think about, I think 2 years ago. So, and they've pushed teams really close like the last couple of years. And I actually think that's a really important pool game if you think about it that way, because I think Canada and Namibia, I think we should beat them. And I think Italy is the slippery one where I think they're sitting waiting for us. I think they plan to upset us. I think if I were them, I'll be looking at our pool thinking, okay, New Zealand will be tough to beat. They think they can beat Canada, they can beat Namibia. If they want to go through, I'll go really hard for South Africa. So I think that will be the pool game which they will target. So that might be our slippery one which we will have to sort out.
Just pre-tournament, also on your question. Japan also might pose quite a split challenge, particularly if you say that you're aiming to play something close to your stronger side in the Japan game. And Jamie Joyce has come out and said that he wants to play an unstructured, very attacking game. How worried are you about Japan? And of course, the past World Cup that we lost.
No, without a doubt. Look at that. We've got that tag around our neck. We have to accept it. We lost against them. Last time we played them. And look, the fact is, it's half of our management team flew over this morning, and one of our logistic members flew over on Tuesday already. And everybody has told us about the humidity out there and how slippery the ball is and how tough it is to handle the ball there. And a lot of our players has played in Japan, luckily, and Matthew Perras would also have coached in Japan. And everybody is telling us how tough it is to play there at this time of the year. And now already JJ, the guys flew over on Tuesday, has told us it's unbelievably humid and hot and sweaty, and we also similar to this week of training with the wet ball, and I think it's going to be a massive challenge because the way they play is that they make it unstructured and loose, and the scrums is not a contest, ball is in and out, there's not a lot of line outs. It's almost like a touch rugby game that they play, which obviously doesn't suit us. We've got big forwards. We like the confrontation of getting into mauls, getting into scrums. We like to build through phases. We're a structured team, so it's going to be a nice test for us in terms of how we can handle that 2 weeks before we play the All Blacks, because the All Blacks also sometimes like to loosen it up. So, and then having a referee who's going to be under pressure. I think it's Nick Berry who's going to referee that game in front of a home crowd who's hosting the tournament. So no, big pressure and a big match against a team who I think they can beat us on that specific day. That's going to be a good challenge.
This is a question for you both. What do you think the Springboks' biggest strength is going into this tournament?
Obviously I think our pack has done well, obviously, scrum-wise, and obviously with the line-outs also pretty well. So set piece, so like you said now, especially playing against Japan the first game, we know they want to keep it unstructured, and we're very good in structure. So we have to stop the fact that we mustn't get carried away and want to play that game. I think that's how we lost it the last time, because I was part of that team. I felt like we bought into what they wanted to do, and we wanted to play. We didn't do our normal mauling, get a penalty maul, get your 3 points, and I think that's something we have to respect them and make, because they really do deserve respect. And yeah, we're just gonna have to keep to our structures and stick to our systems.
Our strength of the team. I think the specific squad is, I'm not going to talk game plan wise, I'm going to talk squad wise. I've been part of a few World Cup squads. I think there's 31 fit guys, all of them are fit, conditioned well, medically fit, and all of them can go a full 80. I think Siya is probably the guy that will get there now for that first test match. All 31 of them are training, none of them are sitting out. I think we can lift the intensity, and we can go toe to toe with conditioning wise and intensity wise with the top teams in the world. And I think that will always give you a chance. Where I've felt in the past, we were a team that dropped off the last 10-15 minutes against the All Blacks or teams like that. And I think the moment you've got a team that can do that, then it's a matter of getting the tactics right. And I think we're slowly getting the tactics right. But because this is a fit, youngish team who's all fit and ready to go, I think that's our strength at this stage.
Yes. Rassie, daar was 'n ontwikkeling wat gewees in terme van mense wat uitgekom het en gesê het hy was 'n goeie daarvoor betrokke by seiljag by 'n voorbeeld so so. Het julle enigstens kommunikasie gehad van die polisie, is daar klagtes gelê teen hom, en as jy ook bang dat dit dalk 'n afleiding sal wees daar langs die meeste dalk sal terugvlieg uit jou pad?
Can I answer that in English first? And then okay, English first? Because I think that question probably...
But you understood the question? Okay. Yeah, I wanted to give you an update anyway on Evan. Look, firstly what I say is, from my side, is look, as a player, as one of our players, obviously there's a player-coach relationship and there's trust between a coach and a player, and I just want to give you that point of view. So when something like that happens, I just want to get that off my chest. And because there's a lot of things said on social media, not just about Evan, but about a lot of players which we have to handle daily. A lot of things get said and emails get thrown to us about a lot of players which you guys sometimes don't even know about, which we just ignore because it's sometimes just nonsense. Obviously this specific one has now become a real big thing, but as I said Monday in the release, I have to believe what the player tells me because we've got a relationship, and until something else are proven differently, only then we can act. And the update I can give you, which I've only heard this morning, is that there was a complaint at the Human Rights Commission, and Evan and Eugene, our player welfare, player affairs managers with him there this afternoon. They're in discussion with the Human Rights Commission on exactly what the claim is, but there's no police or any other thing that we've heard. We just heard that there's a complaint at the Human Rights Commission, and it's actually there this afternoon, but I have no update.
Springbok coach Rassie Erasmus and our Springbok coach Siya Kolisi briefing the media there just before they depart for the World Cup in Japan, speaking about the many issues facing the Springboks, their strategies and the excitement to play. And that's how we wrap On Point today. Thanks so much for joining us. SA Today is up at the top of the hour. Good afternoon.